Hello everyone, it is my pleasure to give you a demo on Curie. So Curie is our AI agent that can help researchers verify their ideas quickly via our rigorous experimentations. And we are fully open sourced. Let's first look at the overview of Curie. So basically, researchers will need to input their research questions along with some context. It can be like different the papers in the literature and some starter code and some data set if they have. And the Curie is able to design the experiment and set up the experiment and implement the necessary code and execute to get the results and then analyze the results to reflect and then reach a conclusions. This is the life cycle of Curie. Let's look at the interface of Curie. So the basic use cases is that you can just input your questions to Curie. So here is we are curious about the sorting algorithm efficiency. So for this use cases, we don't need any starter code or dataset or even GPU. So we can simply run it on like normal machines. We have a demo website. Basically, input the questions you have, and then you just submit to Curie. And this process may take like 2 or 3 minutes because this is a very simple questions. And in the end, it will generate a report. We will come back to this website later to see the report of the sorting algorithm efficiency. Okay, now let's look at more advanced use cases. Basically, you will need to input your data set and you may need to input your starter code for Curie to work with. And the interface is quite simple. You just input everything, the absolute path of the dataset and the workspace to you. And here we show examples of a machine learning engineering task. So basically, what you need to do is ask a question like how to improve my model accuracy on this dataset. Moreover, you can also provide the papers to provide more background information. And here we also run Curie on those machine learning engineering tasks to see how Curie could perform. So let's look at the specific use cases on blindness detection. So here we will give the Curie a data set of retinal images, and it will be asked to predict the severity level of diabetic retinopathy on a scale of 0 to 4. So after downloading this data set, what we need to do is just to specify the question to Curie and then specify the data set path to Curie. So let's first look at the questions that we asked Curie. So basically, Curie will be asked to develop a machine learning model to automatically do the blindness detections, and we will ask it to output the 0 to 4 scale. And we will have a short description about the data set and some of the hypotheses that we want the Curie to try out. For example, here we ask for specific data imbalance enhancement algorithm to try out. But you can also put other hypotheses like different hyperparameter tuning or different loss functions like that. So let's look at how we run this task with Curie. So basically, this task will need a huge data set and GPU resources. So we, for now, run it on our GPU clusters. So basically, you copy paste a command, and then the Curie will start working on your data set. It may take like a few hours because each training will take like few minutes depending on the computation budget. And at the end, there will be a report automatically generated by the Curie. And for example, here we have the introductions, and we also talk about the methodologies of the experimentation. For example, we even analyze the dataset classes imbalance problem initially, and also we talk about how we pre-process the dataset, how we do the data augmentation, so on and so forth. And also a lot of training strategies along with all the detailed parameters that has been set. And eventually we will report the results, like the training accuracy for different model architecture that we tried out, and then and different accuracy on different classes too. We also have discussion and future work because we set a resource constraint or budget on Curie, so it may not run infinitely. So it also suggests some future work that can further improve the model accuracy. So this is the most important experiment report generated by Curie. But along with that, we also report all the intermediate process Curie did along the way. So all the code, the scripts that Curie has been used and written is well documented in those separate workspace. And also all the raw data here has been well documented, like the raw experiment results under different experiment plan are all here. So researchers can go back and check those raw results to see if it makes sense.